Yeesh, so Nazem Kadri has been suspended for 8 games with his blindside headhunting hit on Justin Faulk in Game 2 of the Avalanche Blues series the other day. It's kind of funny, isn't it? Because with things like this, where you have a repeat offender in Nazem Kadri doing the thing that Kadri has said so many times that he's not going to go out there and do again, you get yourselves what is probably like one of the biggest pieces of discipline we are seeing in the NHL in a while. There is an official explanation on the NHL website on why exactly this happened, but you know how it goes down, right? It's the instance of the hit, it's the overall play itself, and it's the player involved. This is a guy who has been suspended over and over and over again in the playoffs. It's almost like a tradition at this point, getting Nazem Kadri making a play that ends up in him not being there when the team needs him most in the postseason. But this is one of those things where it's like, man, it's kind of right, seeing how this goes down, but why is it so consistent with Kadri? Why is it not consistent with other players around the league that have reputations like this and who are getting free of some of these things with no charges? I mean, $5,000 fines technically count, but come on, you get what I mean. So, for the Colorado Avalanche with a 2-0 lead here in this series, we know that Nathan MacKinnon is doing his thing, and he is probably one of the biggest cogs in the entire series thus far. But Nazem Kadri certainly isn't a slouch either. It's kind of funny because the game is actually going on right now. We're in the second period, it's still 0-0 at the time of recording this video, but with Nazem Kadri getting suspended for 8 games in the middle of the game, this means, let's say the Colorado Avalanche end up beating the Blues in 7, so they play 5 more games after this one. Nazem Kadri is not going to come back until, like, the middle of the second round. If the Avalanche sweep the Blues, then who knows when Kadri's going to come back. The worst it could be is, like, round 3, game 2, or whatever. Something like that. I'm not sure if this game actually counts. Not really too sure how exactly that works, but either or, Nazem Kadri, if the Avalanche end up going far in this playoff run, he's not going to join the team for a long, long time. 8 games in the regular season is a boatload already. 8 games in the playoffs is even bigger. So, really interesting to see how George Parros has gone about this and done the discipline. Obviously, we kind of know that Kadri kind of deserves the discipline, especially considering, you know, Justin Faulk is a really good player this year. I was actually really reserved on Justin Faulk because I kind of doubted him after that first season he had in St. Louis. He's been pretty alright since then, though. So for Kadri doing this, what is it, like the 4th time he's gotten suspended, or the 3rd time, something like that? I remember he said in like a video interview back before the season started, something like, oh, what do you think I was gonna do that again? No, of course I'm not. And then he ends up doing it again in the next playoffs. Like, oh man, death taxes and Nazem Kadri getting suspended in the playoffs. Name a better guarantee. Talk to me in the comments what you think about this overall transaction here. What are your thoughts on the Department of Player Safety, the ruling, Kadri, Faulk, and the series itself? I know the game is still going on, but I know people will be frantically turning around to see this piece of news. I hope you enjoyed this with Josh Wilson 99, and bye.